Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. My name is HDTGeorge. Today we're back for the second of our behind the scenes development style blogs. Just a little something where I can get out here in the morning as I'm doing my daily 3 miles. Oh, watch out for the trees. Just a little something where I can talk to you, a little bit of easy content. So yesterday, if you watched, we ran out of battery right at the last minute. Very typical of my life. We made it through though. We're back today. Got a pocket full of batteries right over here, ready to go. So let's just get started. First off, we got our very first Patreon over on Patreon today. An old school homie of mine by the name of Jacob Morris. He's a friend that came to me by way of my having bought Gallahorn on the first weekend that it was available. First time we ran together was doing a vault of glass, LFG style, and yeah, we eventually started hanging out. He formed a clan, the Gallahorny Gorgasms, very apropos, I believe, and you know, we ran a lot during D1. He's one of a bunch of young bucks out of California that I play with from time to time. And about the time D2 dropped, him and some of the other cats in the clan ended up going off to college, and we all kind of lost touch. Here recently, we've fallen back in together. I ran with him and my homie Sugar doing getting our Conquerors title last season before last, can't remember. They're also the two dudes that I run trials with whenever I decide to go in. We had a very good weekend of farming igneous hammers on the weekend when it was pretty much the only thing dropping in trials. But anyway, Jacob signed up to be the first Patreon. Very much appreciated. So yesterday I promised you a walk around the trail, but because of lack of planning and battery life, we didn't quite get to make it, but here we go. So what's up with the channel in the background? Like I talked about yesterday, I've been doing a lot of work trying to get things together, teaching myself how to run the Adobe suite. Premiere Pro is a pain, but it is also awesome. So that's coming along nicely. We got the lighting done in the studio. Going to be dropping a video within the next 2 days. I've got a few things that have come up that may prevent me from getting it put up right away. But eventually, I'm going to get around to making actual videos. But until that time, I figured these behind the scenes would be a nice way for me to make a little easy content. Let you get to know me, let you get to know what's going on. Dodging spiders again. So yeah, we've got everything up and running. The Patreon is up and running if you want to come check that out. The plan for these is that I'm going to start posting these semi-daily. Probably going to be taking the weekends off, but gives me a little touchstone to say hi to everybody. I'm going to be putting them on the Patreon first as an early access. Probably the day after that, I'll send them live to YouTube. So if you can't join up for the Patreon, don't feel too left out. It's only 24 hours, not a big deal. Also, as always, with the Patreon and other things, I'm working on some merch and stuff like that. Don't feel like you have to give. I want the content to be here. I want you to be able to come by and enjoy the content. But every project needs a little helping hand. So if you can give, if you're inclined to give, feel free. It's probably going to be one of the last times I talk about that. I don't want it to be too much of what's going on. By the way, this is my favorite little spot of the walk here. Just this little dark area you come through, cool off as you're coming around. As you can tell, I am a sweaty man beast. Of course, it's also 90 degrees with like 100% humidity, so I don't know what you really expect. Oh, here goes the white balance freaking out. Let me see if I can mitigate that. There we go, look at that. Videography. Sorta. Anyway, Back to the channel. Things are looking really good. I've got a few more things that I need to work out. But all in all, this week we should start uploading longer form videos, things very game centric. There are other things in my life that I enjoy doing, other things in my life that I don't enjoy doing but that I'm good at, that I feel like I could probably make some content with, cooking and maybe some philosophy vlogs, things like that. But for right now, we're going to start off with the video games. Going to be mostly Destiny centric. Like I talked about a little bit yesterday, there are some more games on the horizon. So expect to see a lot of Battlefield content. I played way too much of Battlefield 4, and I'm looking forward to 2042. Like I said, I'm kind of been out on the whole retro World War I, World War II thing. Can you make me wider? Yep, that's the only problem with walking around like this. The camera kind of has to go on the fly. Anyway, the quality is not what you're here for, I'm sure, although I'm working on that. Now here comes the worst part of the walk. The field over there is very nice, but then the uphill battle. This is about 100 feet of elevation and about 300 feet of trail, so it gets a little dicey. Probably going to be heaving, but that's what you're here for, right? So let's see, that covered Jacob, the homie, coming through for me. Covered what's going on with the gear behind the channel. Plans, obviously, video games, things like that. Destiny, I'm probably about to make myself very, very sick and start LFGing for the raid weapons. It's the only things that I don't have. Unfortunately, my normal life schedule didn't allow me enough time to really get in there and get these things. But then again, you got people running 70 and 80 times and not seeing them, so I'm not really that excited to try and jump into something like that, but we'll see what happens. Definitely need to put my hands on Mythoclast before it gets nerfed. So when I get the Mythoclast, be sure that it will get nerfed within about a week. All right. So way down there is where we started. It's a good little walk. Should explain to you why I'm out of breath. We're almost there. Got one little smaller stretch right here. A little sunny. But then when we reach the end, that'll be one circuit. Only 11 more to go. Anyway, working on trying to figure out how to get these a little more centered as far as what I talk to you about right now in the early stages of getting the channel off the ground. Really, it's just all about content. And I've got plenty of ideas for the content, but getting them taped and then actually up on YouTube, a little bit of a challenge at the moment, learning all of this new software. But I have faith. Have a little faith in me. We'll get it going. Remember, likes, subscriptions, things like that. Always ways to help out. I guess that's about it for today. We've come back around full circle. We are approaching the beginning of this second lap, and I need to get back to work. And you probably need to get back to work. But that was just a little quick daily roundabout, show you my trip. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for checking out the video. If you want to get in contact with me, I'm across all social media platforms at HDTGeorge. You can also, I don't want to talk about the Patreon anymore, any of that kind of stuff today. We'll handle all that kind of stuff later. Let's just say thank you for dropping by. Just a quick little roundabout. We'll be back tomorrow with a little more. I'm going to keep working on, as I see these, focus in on what it is that we need to talk about. Look for the new video to be going up late here, probably late tonight, maybe middle of the day tomorrow, depending on how much I get done and how much of the other things that require my attention need my attention. Just a little teaser, we're going to be doing videos, like I said yesterday, what I'm calling Destiny 2's feel-good hits of the summer. Those guns, like I said, they're not necessarily meta, but they're definitely guns that you want to play with. Probably also going to be doing a lot of stuff about the game itself, as in something I've been thinking about, 5 easy quality of life measures that Bungie could take to improve the fun content of the game. Things like that. So I'm going to get on this. Cats and kittens, have a good day. My name is HDTGeorge. Like and subscribe. Follow me. This is the beginning. We'll see where it goes. And as always, remember, fight the status quo.